Lord, I pray that you will give me an on-time word that someone needs to hear, Lord. I thank you and praise you that you get all the glory. In your name I pray. So I don't know about you, but there's some things in life that seem to take an incredibly long time. And one of those things for me was when I was pregnant and preparing for the birth of my much anticipated child, that it seemed to take an endless eternity. And towards the end, I honestly, especially with my daughter, was like, just get her out already. Like, I'm done. And she actually ended up coming a couple weeks early, and I was super relieved and super ready. But there can be a time that you really start wondering, like, is this baby ever gonna come? Is this thing ever gonna happen that I've been preparing for and anticipating? Because sometimes, like with the baby, you can tell there's development there as you grow bigger and you see the ultrasound, but there's things in life that we're preparing for, that we're trying to develop, that they have no picture, no sonogram for, right? There's things that are brewing inside of us, these things that we wish to birth, these dreams that God has placed in our heart. And sometimes we feel like we've been trying to do all the right things. Like when you're pregnant and you exercise and you eat right and you take your vitamins, you're doing everything right, and yet it seems nothing is happening. And you're starting to lose hope. But I got news for you. The baby is still on the way. There is still something that God is preparing you for. He's ready. And it's getting time. It might not be yet time to birth that thing. It might be almost. And he brought to mind the transitional phase in labor. And I know this might be like, okay, to some guys, but come on, women, you know, if you've had a baby. And there's this time when you're going from active labor and you're going from that first stage into the next stage, and there's a transition as you're preparing and you're almost ready to deliver that baby, you're almost ready to push, but it's not time, and there's a transition. And I feel God saying that a lot of his children are in a transitional phase. It doesn't mean that the baby isn't coming. It doesn't mean you're not ready to deliver that thing, to birth that thing, to bring it forth. It just means you're in the transitional phase. So I wanted to give you hope, sweet friend, if it just feels like this is taking forever and you begin to lose hope. And I remember how tired and weary I was with my son. I had a long pregnancy, a long labor, and I was exhausted, not just physically, but mentally, emotionally. My husband couldn't be there. Nothing went as planned. It was almost an emergency C-section. And I remember just kind of losing hope, losing sight of the promise. But then when my son was born and I held the promise in my arms, there's no word to describe it. My friend, you keep pushing forward, you keep breathing, you keep doing what you can do, and let God do the rest. I just think of a doula or a midwife or a doctor and how they're there the entire time encouraging, preparing you. And yeah, sometimes they do leave the room to go prepare things, but it doesn't mean that they have left the building, right? So if God seems like right now, he doesn't seem close to your broken heart. He doesn't seem like he's there binding up your wounds. He doesn't seem like he's your doula saying, yeah, you can breathe through this, you can get through this. Friend, maybe it's just that he's preparing things and he is getting it all ready, and he is right there. He's just a call away. I think of that call button and how when I needed those doctors, they rushed in. Friend, you are not alone. You are not abandoned. And just because you are getting ready and moving into this next phase, into this transition phase, and you're feeling weary, it doesn't mean that good things are still not in store, that your promise is not yet to be birthed. Don't lose heart. Don't give up, friend. God is seeing it through till the very end. I love you. Hope you have a great day.